then don't
shouldn't
look
be.
for a relationship with a masculine man that is going to take care of you and provide for you.
Go to the 50-50 ones. There's plenty of
Sure, there's
guys
plenty
at the
of
end of the day
50-50
that are
guys
still
if
going
you
to
want.
stick to that. They're not going to listen to our advice. And there's, like you said,
That's the most child. It's like, look, if you don't want someone to tell you what to do,
don't interact with them.
Then you don't have. No one can make you do stuff. So unless they got a gun,
jeez. And even then, you have a choice.
Even then, you still have a choice. So that's why I just don't like the victim mindset. I don't have any empathy for it because it's like you're making choices. No one's like, you don't need to assert yourself and tell everyone that you have free will.
If you guys did, God forbid, get divorced, it's his income that he's been providing. And as we all know, I'm sure every person has seen men in the comments somewhere. You can look at our videos and they're like, I'm going to lose half my stuff. So if a man is willing to lose half of his stuff, if you guys get a divorce, because he's been the one like getting the money, not saying that women aren't doing anything to provide to the household, but he's providing financially. He's investing 100% in you. Also, you just made something light up in my brain that I'm like, I can't wait to say this. But so men are so afraid that women are going to take all their money. But yet women want to keep their jobs so that they still have money when they leave. How does that work? If she only wanted to take your money, she'd be like, yeah, I want to stay home. Pay for everything. And then I'm going to take your money when I leave. No, she's trying to have her own money. So when something happens that she's prepared, she's not trying to like, so how does that math work?
The math ain't mathin'.
The math ain't mathin'.
Because people like to whine either way. You know what I mean? People just want what they want. The guys want to say this thing. The women want to be like, oh, I'm an independent, strong woman. How dare you tell me I can't have a career? I don't need a man. The whole thing. And that's where, Jake was just saying, like, stop it. Who cares about the career? You're trying to get a 10 out of 10 relationship. You got one. You got the guy. Just, no one cares about your career. Like, just, stop it. Like, don't jeopardize this on something that's not even that important to you as you're here trying to get
it's not that important to you, that definitely
then
shouldn't be.
Don't look for a relationship with a masculine man that is going to take care of you and provide for you.
Go to the 50-50 ones. There's plenty of guys at the end of the day that are still going to stick to that. They're not going to listen to our advice. And there's, like you said, you can go in that situation. And like we've just been talking about, that if you're with a good man, he will give you the opportunity to partake in the things that you like to do and that make you who you are, while giving you the freedom to not have to work and to focus on your family.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's valuable.
And that's a better way to explain it. And I know it's probably edited just to ruffle some feathers.
I'm sure a little. I mean, he's just, off the cuff. But again, it comes down to the same thing. Is like the most immature, childish behavior is like whining about, you can't tell me I can do what I want to do. That whole, I'm not going to listen to anyone. No one's my boss.
Both sides do those things.
Course, and but that's the most child. It's like, look, if you don't want someone to tell you what to do,
don't interact with them.
Then you don't have. No one can make you do stuff. So unless they got a gun,
jeez. And even then, you have a choice.
Even then, you still have a choice. So that's why I just don't like the victim mindset. I don't have any empathy for it because it's like, you're making choices. No one's like, you don't need to assert yourself and tell everyone that you have free will. We all have free will. Surprise, we know we don't have to do anything. No one can make us do things.
Right. Well, one thing I want to add before we move on to the actual topic is that what I think is important in this conversation is that women need to realize that if a man is willing to provide for the whole family, that is him investing 100% in you.
Exactly.
And you have to realize that as a woman. It's not trying to control you. I mean, maybe there is some men out there that are using it as a control tactic.
Sure.
I'm trying not to generalize things. But for a majority of men, if he's going all in and telling you can stay home, that's because he's going all in on you. Because if you think about it, if you guys did, God forbid, get divorced, it's his income that he's been providing. And as we all know, I'm sure every person has seen men in the comments somewhere. You can look at our videos and they're like, I'm going to lose half my stuff. So if a man is willing to lose half of his stuff, if you guys get a divorce, because he's been the one like getting the money, not saying that women aren't doing anything to provide to the household, but he's providing financially. He's investing 100% in you. And so instead of meeting that with, well, I want to have my nest egg in case we divorce.
Yeah.
You need to realize he's investing 100% in you, and you need to invest 100% in the relationship.
Yeah.
And then you can still do the things that you like to do. But like I said, it's not, I mean, within reason, you know, your hobbies, the things that you enjoy, and get the freedom of not being on that time constraint. Because there's plenty of stuff going around the internet where now people are starting to realize that women and their like monthly cycles and just their feminine nature and how our hormones are not geared to deal with stress the amount that we are stressed out in a lot of jobs.
Yeah.
And men can handle that because they have a 24-hour sort of hormone cycle, and women have a 28-day, I think it's 28 days hormone cycle. And so it fluctuates for women. And some days when like our testosterone is up, we're like, a guy will be like, let's get this stuff done. Right. But then there's other days like when we're, you know, in our menstrual cycle period and we're like, I just want to lay here and rot in bed. And so it's harder for you to continuously act one way.
Right.
When you're on this like roller coaster of hormones.
Yeah.
And so some people have embraced that. Like some women have been like, wow, this is true.
Right.
And I'm going to like embrace my femininity and my feminine side and realize that I don't like being stressed out all the time. And it really does give you that. I'm not saying that nothing ever comes up and you're never stressed out, because staying at home and being a mom is stressful. It's in different ways. It's still a job. Like you're still doing a job, and you're doing the most important job. No offense to you, but you're raising
it is the
future of your family. Yeah. Like you are more so influencing. I'm not saying that the father doesn't at all, but if a mom's staying at home, she's with the kid majority of the time. She has a higher influence.
Yeah.
Men are essential also in having a family and influencing their children, but the mother is the one that is there majority of the time, and that is a huge job in itself. And so when you have the stress from that job, you don't want the stress from a career. You want to be able to focus 100% on that. And like you said, the women who want a career, then you need to find a man that wants that for you guys as well.
Yeah, and good luck, because it's not going to be the kind of relationship you want. Like,
well, and it's really hard.
Really not. Like you might think it will, but it's not going to be, because that's going to be the guy that's like not willing to step 100% up.
Well, and I get that. Some people, it might be that they're in the position that they just don't have the luxury right now to do it. Like fine. I know my parents worked really hard to provide for my brother and I understand that. But at the same time, they were both working so much that my brother and I didn't get as much time with them. And that is a choice. And like I said, I love them. Like I understand now that I'm old enough, and when I was old enough, that they did it to provide for my brother and I. And I'm glad, because I got to do things because they did that.
Right.
But at the same time, they had to give up something to do that.
Exactly.
And I get that wasn't an easy choice to make, but it is a choice. Whereas if a man's providing 100%, now at least one parent is with the child most of the time.
And what do I tell men all the time? Like, when are you ready to date?
Not until you're older. Not until you're old enough.
Well, till you can financially support a woman.
Right, which
and a child.
Typically comes with you.
Right.
Not a lot of 20-year-old men can financially support a family.
If you cannot financially support a woman and children, if you're going to have children, then what business do you have dating as a man? Like, if someone comes to my house to date my daughter, and they're like, I don't have a job. Like, what's your intentions with this young lady then? Right?
She's going to be my sugar mama.
No, I mean, you got to think about it, right?
I know.
Because, like, you know, and she's young now, but I'm saying, like, let's say she's in her 20s or whatever. You know, it's like,
you're going to talk to him?
Yeah, I'm going to talk to him and be like, what's your intent? His intentions is either to get what he wants, right? We'll keep it PG since we're talking about
her. Yeah.
So, or it's to like marry her and have a family, right? You know what I mean? Or to just play around, just have fun. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if his intentions are pure, if they're good, which is to, to
have a future together,
then you need to be able to provide. Otherwise, I'm going to assume your intentions are the other. don't even come to my door unless you got the money to be able to support her. Otherwise, why are you dating her? You see what I'm saying? That's the thing about, but
good luck to her boyfriends in the future.